Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, a cold-blooded killer on the court. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the GOAT, Air Jordan. LeBron James, the chosen one, the king. What do these three legends have in common? A legacy. A legacy that was built with heartbreaking losses and unforgettable career achievements. But what if I told you there was three new legends on the horizon? And their names are Trey Hendricks, Anthony Banks, and Jay Walker. And they are the next generation. How you doing? My name is Trey. If you're confused on what this is a My Career series on the three My players, Anthony Banks, Trey Hendricks, and Jay Walker. And I'm gonna take you throughout their career to show you their greatest of greatest moments and their lowest of lowest moments. I hope you guys enjoy. First up, Trey Hendricks, a 6'4" guard who has vision that rivals that of LeBron James and Nikola Jokic. His offense is limited, to put it nicely. All draft scouts say if he gets drafted, and it's for one reason only, because his elite playmaking. Jay Walker. All draft scouts say one thing about Jay Walker. His defense is elite. Defense wins championships. Now, although he shot the ball really okay in college, he shot 34% from three in college. A lot of scouts don't think it'll translate because besides his spot-up ability, his offensive capabilities are very limited. He's more of an off-ball player. The weakness of his game, you want the ball in his hands. You want him to create his own shot. But that doesn't mean he's a liability at doing that. He can get to the rim, but that's as far as his skill set goes. He's not good creating his own shot off the dribble. And last but not least, Anthony Banks. Now, Anthony and Trey go way back. They're actually rivals, but in a more brotherly way. Trey don't like to play defense, and Anthony always get on his case about that, saying you couldn't guard me even if you did play defense. Anthony's game, a knockdown shooter, a lethal scorer. You want the ball in his hands. But just because he's great at offense does not mean he's bad at defense too. He's a shot blocker, and a lot of scouts think that'll translate to the league. He comes into the league expecting to be a scorer to start right off, and everything else he adds on, that's just icing on the cake. One thing about him, he's a mid-range specialist. All eyes were on Anthony Banks coming into the draft.
And with the pick in the NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select with the second pick in the NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select
Jay Walker. Now, we were all shocked to see Jay go number 2. But the Charlotte Hornets, they found their franchise point guard in LaMelo Ball, and they found a great wing, a great scoring wing in Brandon Miller. So did they really need another scoring wing or guard? If you ask me, I say no. So that's why Jay went, because the Hornets are in need of defense, and he complements LaMelo's game perfectly, because LaMelo is somebody who sets up his teammates.
with the pick in the NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select
Trey goes. Now, he was drafted solely for the purpose that Wemby needed a playmaker. You hear it every time you watch the NBA. Anytime you see First Take or a take on social media, it's we need to get Wemby a playmaker Now, people expected the Spurs to try to trade for Trae Young, but the Hawks don't seem to be wanting to part ways with him. So they took the next best thing, somebody who's on the exact same timeline as Wemby and who loves to play make anyway, and that's his strength.
With the 4th pick in the NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select
Anthony Banks goes number 4, and we were all surprised by this one. We thought he was a lock to go number 1, but a lot of teams in this draft decided to draft fit over straight talent. In any other draft, with a different team at the top, Anthony would have went number 1. Unfortunately for Anthony's rivals, he indeed took going number 4 personally. And let's just say the Chicago Bulls have found themselves a superstar. In Anthony's first scrimmage, his whole team had to sit in awe as he proceeded to shoot 5 from 5 for 3 and score 21 points on the starters, showing them this is his team. And each bucket came in the most disrespectful of manners, in faces,
right here.
through contact, and sometimes through pure shot-making ability. And the Chicago Bulls knew then they got the steal of the draft. Now, as we cut to Jay's first scrimmage with his team was winning at some point in his scrimmage, and it wasn't because of him. He didn't like that, so he started to get more involved, calling for lobs. He even pushed LaMelo Ball to take this scrimmage seriously and take the game into his hands. But unfortunately for Jay, with all those efforts he put into the game, his team still came up short of beating the starters. But LaMelo Ball took notice of Jay's heart, his talent, and his commitment to get better. I would love to come in here and tell you that Trae's scrimmage went smoothly. You know, he threw 10 assists and blew the starters out the water. But unfortunately, that's not how it happened at all. Trae only hit 1 basket, and it was a wide open midi because they don't respect his jump shot. But Trae's scrimmage was just a clinic by Victor Wembanyama, showcasing why this is his team. And even if Trae's good, it's gonna be Wemby's team for a minute. And Trae knew that Wemby was taking him serious when he blitzed him and stole the ball and proceeded to score every single point for his team. And each bucket felt more and more demoralizing until Trae gave up, for that scrimmage at least. Because after that scrimmage, he proceeded to stay in the gym and work on his game to become more effective. We all knew he could pass the ball. That's why he was drafted. But can he become an impactful offensive player? Or will he remain a role player? These 3 legends in 1 draft class. Who's going to be the best? Who's going to rise to the occasion and prove the doubters wrong? And who's just confirming what people have already known about them? Tune in next time on My Career, The Next Generation.
You got nothing.